Whether you have a startup or you have an established business, it's important to actually learn how to make effective, impactful presentations because your listeners, your audience, is really keen on understanding your business model, whether it is investors or business lenders or key stakeholders, everybody, or even accelerator audience members. They want to really understand what your business is all about. Okay, so let me give you the tactics here. First of all, you want to define your objective. Okay, when you go and present in front of an audience of investors, let's just say an audience of professionals, you have to really define your goal because every presentation needs a clear goal. Are you looking to persuade, to educate, or motivate, or are you looking to actually incentivize them to actually join you on your professional journey, on your business journey? Perhaps you aim to showcase a product. Maybe you want to share insights about a recent project. Maybe you want to you want to really familiarize the audience members with an important trend in your industry. Whatever goal you have, it's important to make sure that it's clear in your mind and that at the end of the presentation you would have met your goal. Okay, so clarity is really important. So define your audience, define your objective pretty clearly. You want to analyze your audience. Audiences are different. Audiences are particular. Like I said, if you have an audience of regulators, if you have an audience of venture capital investors, if you have an audience of incubators, if you have an audience of angel investors, if you have an audience of business lenders, those audiences are different because their goals are different, their standpoint is different, their perspective is different. So they're coming to your presentation with what I say with an analytical mindset that's a little different. Okay, nothing bad, but it's just different. You want to research your topic too. So if you want to make effective and impactful presentations, you need to research your topic because the last thing you want is to actually be stuck because an investor asks you a question that's really key to your business model. And you also want to choose the right delivery format. Do you want to choose? Do you want to have a slide deck, a pitch deck? Do you want to have a video? Do you want to have a team delivery? Like, is it one person or a team delivery? If you're having a team delivery, make sure all team members have been practicing, right? And also, by the way, if you want to rely on technology, make sure the tech is working fine before you start your presentation because with tech, you never know. So, if you want to really make impactful presentations this year, it's important to understand that you got to prioritize your content. You got to prioritize your content. It's not about just saying, I want to cover this and that. No, you want to prioritize your content. In other words, you want to really build interest. When you actually are delivering in front of an audience, you have to know your audience pretty well, their psychographics, the demographics, their professional background, and you want to build interest. And then you want to establish relevance. What I'm trying to say through relevance is that you have to really build credibility. So you got to have you got to demonstrate certain thought leadership about the topic. Okay, because if you build interest, but you're not the right messenger to deliver the message, nobody's going to listen to you. People will lose interest. I mean, it's like you really, you really sort of increase the hook, but you can't really deliver because you're not the right person. Okay, so build interest. So begin with a strong hook that grabs your audience's attention. This could be an intriguing statistics, a powerful message, or a powerful image, even, or even an engaging question. And the whole thing is that the whole idea here is that you want to stir curiosity and make your audience eager to hear more. See, because you only have a few seconds to actually hook them. If you're able to hook them in the first few seconds, you know you've got their attention for the next 5 to 10 minutes. But if you can't really hook them in the first minute, you will have a hard time to actually grab their attention. And when I say establish relevance, once you have their attention, it's time to establish why your presentation matters to your audience, right? Your audience has a gazillion of meetings to go to, gazillions of presentations to watch, but why yours should actually matter to them. And you want to build anticipation. So a great presentation is like getting a new car, right? It builds anticipation, takes you on a thrilling ride, and ends with you wanting to share the experience with all your friends. And when I say VC firms, all their friends are financiers. All their friends are deep, deep pocketed money. I would say money professionals. Okay, and you want to also, so what you want to do is you want to start with a compelling problem your audience relates to and follow up with a promise of an amazing way that they can solve it. This problem solving dynamic creates a suspense that keeps your audience glued to your presentation because they want to know the answer. And you also want to use a story framework. Okay. You've heard about the who, the what, the where, the when, the why, and how, right? The five W's plus the H. That's actually a pretty known format that works all the time. So if you are writing a business presentation, you want to stick to what has worked in the past. So let's just get into the steps here. If you want to make effective, impactful presentations, you need to understand that the design of your presentation matters a lot. Luckily, nowadays you have a bunch of software tools that can make presentation a breeze. Actually, you have software, you have presentation websites such as SlideBean, Google Slides, you have Prezi, and others that make your life a lot easier. So you don't need to even have an artistic, a designer inclination anymore. Okay, you can just go. And the cool thing is, you even have AI powered AI powered tools that can help you design a presentation from scratch. Okay, so a good presentation is more than just making it look pretty. It's about communicating your message effectively and creating a lasting impression. And so, good presentation design grabs attention and leads it to where it's needed most. It takes your hand and leads you through the easiest and most pleasant path to understanding. And good presentation design supports your message instead of stealing it, okay, stealing the spotlight. So, good design is actually narrative design. So, that's important to really look at it from that point of view. So, when I say narrative design, I'm talking about scrolly telling, not storytelling, but scrolly telling. Okay, basically, this is an interactive content experience that guides readers through a narrative journey with a simple scroll. It connects text, images, videos, and animations into integrated scenes where content is both shown and narrated. So you don't really narrated. You don't need to really put a lot of text, a lot of content on the screen because scrolly telling breaks complex content into digestible chunks and gives the reader control over pace. And it has been scientifically shown to enhance engagement, understandability, and memorability. And that's what you want. You want to have that memorability effect. So if you think about visuals, because when we talk about storytelling, we are speaking about visuals, presentation visuals, directly or indirectly. Okay, so there are four elements of great presentation visuals. You want to those visuals should support your message, should represent your audience. That's really critical. Should introduce your product, outcomes, and clients, and should also follow your branding guidelines, especially when it comes to colors. So basically, the thing here is that if you want to really communicate complex information, it's important to understand that you want to use interactive content primarily because the interactive content actually breaks down the pace of understanding and actually slows it down to a more manageable speed, a more manageable clip to the human mind and to your audience's minds. Okay, so you want to show, don't tell. So a picture is worth 1,000 words because no one will read a presentation with 1,000 words. Do everyone a favor and use images. Okay, and the cool thing is that images can be super effective at communicating complex information and save you a lot of needless text, actually. And in fact, it has been scientifically demonstrated that visual representation of data and concepts can often convey what words cannot. So you want to use diagrams, infographics, and images to illustrate your points and simplify the complex. And that's what you want. The whole idea here is what? The whole idea is to create a visual narrative that complements your verbal one, right? So besides using interactive content and showing You also want to narrate your content whenever possible, okay? Because storytelling is another powerful tool for communicating complex concepts. So, whether it is through a text to speech AI, video bubbles, or a scrollytelling narrative slide, narrating your content can help you guide your audience through the complexity. And that's what you want. You want to really hold their hands through the complexity so that they can have an idea of stuff to really look at, okay? From the general to the particular. So, by giving your information a narrative structure, you can make it more digestible, engaging, and memorable. That's really important. One thing I also want to talk about here is that if you want to make effective, impactful presentations, you want to use examples and allegories, okay? And finally, you want to open a line of communication because when you actually go through an entire presentation and people are watching you, chances are people have questions, right? They have questions, and your whole goal is to invite dialogue. This could be through a chatbot or an option to book a meeting for further discussion. This not only helps clarify any confusion, but also encourages engagement and deepens understanding. Okay, this is important. For example, you can finish your presentation with an interactive calendar to book a meeting instead of a generic thank you slide. Okay, and if you can do that, you can really boost your conversion rate even higher. So when I say examples and allegories, I mean those are great concepts that help unravel the complexity of ideas. Okay, they actually scaffold your message with concepts we already know and understand, and can easily imagine in our mind, right? Because see, here you are tapping into your audience's imaginary power, your audience's psyche, if you will. Okay, so basically, if you have, let's say, complex concept, you're able to make them less new and intimidating and more familiar. Okay. Critically, the real secret lies in selecting examples that are not just familiar, but also deeply relevant. Those are the ones that will truly ring with your listeners, and that's what you want. You want examples that will ring a bell to them. If you tailor the allegory to your audience's world, it is guaranteed to lead to an aha moment. So it's important to understand that you want to personalize your presentation. So if you want to make effective, impactful presentations, you got to personalize your presentation like from top to bottom. Okay. So imagine attending a party where the host doesn't remember your name or anything about you. Not a great experience, right? The same holds true for presentations. So, in a sea of generic content, personalization can be a lifeline that connects you to your audience on a deeper level. And that's what you want. You want to really connect at a deeper level. It's also the single most important predictor of success, actually, okay, according to research. Now, you can actually add a personal touch several ways. It really depends on what really works in your industry. But one thing for sure, you can address the reader by name, for instance. First name always worked, okay? Just as you wouldn't start a conversation without a greeting, don't start your presentation without acknowledging your audience. Use your audience's name can make, if you use that, this can make your presentation feel like a personal conversation instead of a generic monologue. It's a simple yet powerful way to engage your audience from the get go. And that's what you want. You want to have that confidence from the get go. You want to get that confidence yourself, but you want to really put your audience at ease also. You want to use their company logo. So, including your audience's company logo in your presentation can make them feel seen and valued. You can use logo templates to easily customize and add these logos to your slides. It shows that you've taken the time to tailor your presentation to them, enhancing its relevance and appeal. Plus, it's a subtle way to reinforce that your message is specifically designed to address their needs and challenges, right? That's what you want. If you say, listen, I know your pain points. I have a solution that can really fix your pain points. And you have a presentation that actually shows that you have done the research and you've actually created a bespoke experience for them. That's a big winner. You also you want to add a personal message, video, or text. So a personal message can go a long way in building a connection with with your audience. This could be a video message from you expressing your enthusiasm for the opportunity to present to them, or a text message highlighting why the presentation matters to them. So this personal touch can make your audience feel special and more invested in your presentation. You also want to personalize your call to action. So the whole thing is when you actually finish your presentation, you need to have a call to action, right? Now, the CTA can be generic or it can be specific. And in this case, as we're talking about having something bespoke, you want to personalize your CTA. Okay. So basically, you want your CTA to speak directly to your audience. And so you want to swap out the generic contact us with something that gets to the heart of their needs, like something like, let's roll up our sleeves and tackle your specific issue at the company, right? So that way they know that you know their pain points. You know exactly what they're going through, and you are basically being proactive here. So by tailoring your call to action, you allow your audience you truly got their back, that you're not just here to talk, but to make a real positive impact on their world. So one thing you need to understand here is that you have ways to measure the effectiveness of your presentation, and so basically you can use analytics, okay, and you can also have you can have feedback sessions later on too. So if you want to make effective, impactful presentations, you got to understand that there are four critical presentation engagement metrics to keep track of, okay? So the reading time, that's an important element, the reading completion, the next step conversion rate, and the number of shares, okay? So when you think about the reading time, normally when you have presentation software, you have the possibility to get through the software analytics, okay, such as the reading time. So you can see how much time precisely prospects have spent reading your presentation, so you can quickly figure out what's hitting the target and what's not. And are they actually soaking up every word or just quickly skimming through? This can help you shape your content to hit the bullseye, actually. So this is really good. I mean, you have to keep in mind that reading time alone might not show you a full picture. A better way is to start actually engaging on several level. Okay, so that's really cool. But also, the reading completion can be an important metric too. Okay, so you can see how many people read your content from start to finish. And so this metric is a strong sign of the prospect's interest and your content quality. It shows you if they're finding the information relevant, the content relevant, but also worth sticking with till the end. You also have the next step conversion rate. So here you are tracking how many people took the next step after they check out your presentation. This could be filling out a form, setting up a meeting, or downloading more files. So for business presentations, measuring this can show how well your presentation is pushing people further down the sales funnel. So from let's say from tofu all the way to bofu. And also the number of shares. So the number of shares is pretty important because it tells you the quality of your presentation, right? Especially for B2B sales teams. As more people are getting involved in buying decisions, this measure helps you see if and when your content is being passed around inside your prospect's company. So that's really good from a flexibility point of view as well. So, in conclusion to this conversation, I spoke to you about how to make effective, impactful presentations. I gave you a bird's eye view of the whole conversation about presentations, how to make them resonate with your audience. Okay, how to personalize them. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.